Nyawiscano, Agejangwakagwego, Jo Hioaje, Otquinonio. It's hard to believe, but the first quarter of the calendar year is complete and we start a new month today. Before we get into what lies ahead in April, let me express a few words of gratitude to a very special group of people. March was Women's History Month. As we complete this very special month, let me express the nation's profound gratitude to the mothers, grandmothers, aunts, sisters, and daughters who are the heart of our nation, especially you, Kimberly Ann. We honor women's strength, wisdom, and resilience. From the earliest generations to today, Seneca women blazed trails, achieved great success, and set a powerful example for the generations of women proudly following in their footsteps today. The Seneca Media team has created a special video honoring some of the amazing women of our Seneca Nation, which you can now view on the Seneca Media Facebook page and YouTube channel. On behalf of all Senecas everywhere, even though it's not enough, I say Nyawi for everything our women in our community have done and continue to do to make our nation proud, strong, and united. Moving on to our COVID update, the current 14-day total active COVID cases is now 13. 4 detected by Allegheny, 7 by Cattaraugus, and 2 by our Bluestone community testing events. This is a slight increase from where we were 2 weeks ago, and the surrounding communities are also seeing a rise in these COVID cases. COVID cannot be ignored. We know how fast things can turn. Please keep following the health guidelines, especially wearing your masks, practicing the social distancing, being vigilant about keeping our hands clean. Let's keep fighting for one another. To date, our health system has administered 2,790 primary vaccine doses. 1,830 people have been fully vaccinated. The health system has now expanded eligibility to all Seneca Nation employees, Nation subsidiary employees, and household members of enrolled Nation members. Individuals in these groups can complete an online form at senecahealth.org/vaccine, so the Seneca Health System can contact you. Our health system also continues to schedule appointments for enrolled Senecas, Seneca Nation Health System patients, and those eligible for services at the health system over the age of 18. Individuals in these priority groups can call Terry Cowles from Allegheny Health at 945-5894 or Kim Bradley here in Cattaraugus at 532-5582 to schedule a vaccine appointment. If you would like to register as a patient with the health system, you may call either Allegheny Health or Cattaraugus and ask for patient benefits. Also, the health system is planning Pfizer vaccination clinics for the week of April the 19th. They have received 390 prime doses of the Pfizer vaccine to administer. Adults who wish to receive the Pfizer vaccine, as well as parents and legal guardians of 16 and 17-year-olds who wish to have their children vaccinated, please call the health system and request to be put on the Pfizer list. For the 16 and 17-year-olds, a parent or legal guardian must consent to the vaccine and must be present when the vaccine is given. Outside of our territories, New York State has expanded their eligibility to all individuals aged 30 and older, and the eligibility will be open to age 16 and older starting next week, April the 6th. To try and schedule vaccine appointments through the New York State site, visit am-i-eligible.covid19vaccine.health.ny.gov or call the state hotline at 1-833-697-4829. You can also search for appointments with local pharmacies, including Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens, Wegmans, and Tops. To help in the regional vaccination effort, the University at Buffalo has created a website to help Western New Yorkers find available vaccine appointments. This site, which includes vaccine sites in Erie, Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Allegheny, and Niagara counties, can be found at vaccinehound.org. I hope that everyone will take the opportunity to protect themselves and our entire community by making a vaccine appointment as soon as you can. To stay up to date with all the COVID plans and developments, including the vaccine, please join us for our next virtual COVID session with members of health, executives, and council. I'm sorry for canceling the last session, but our next session is scheduled for Wednesday, April the 7th from 3 to 5 p.m. Please register. Send an email to sngotomeet@sni.org with your name, nation ID number, and as always, your phone number. I know with many students on spring break from school, many people in our community have made travel plans. Effective today, the nation has updated our travel guidelines for nation employees traveling out of New York State. If you're traveling out of state and you've received both doses of your COVID vaccine, more than 14 days prior to your departure, you are exempt from travel and quarantine restrictions as long as you're non-symptomatic. If you're showing any symptoms, you must quarantine upon your return until cleared by a medical provider. Employees who have received their second vaccine doses less than 14 days prior to departure, those who have received only one vaccine dose, and those who have not been vaccinated at all must continue to abide by all travel and quarantine restrictions. Full vaccination is key, especially as we head into spring and summer months. Speaking of spring, there are a number of community events coming up that we want to remind you of. Information of all the following events can be found online at sni.org. Our community cleanup contests are scheduled in Allegheny and Cattaraugus next week. The Allegheny cleanup will take place on Tuesday, April the 6th from 9 to 2, and the Cattaraugus cleanup will be on Friday, April the 9th from 9 to 2. For more information, check the website or call the Environmental Department 532-2546, 945-1790, extension 3191. Also next week, the Education Department is holding its annual community fair with a series of fun, family-friendly, and family-centered events throughout the entire week. This is a great way to celebrate some of the many special aspects of our community as a family together. The full schedule of events is online. For more information, please call the Education Department at 532-3341. There are also some important opportunities to let your voice be heard in our Seneca community. The nation's Climate Change Task Force has released its Climate Change Survey. Their goal is to create a Seneca Nation adaptation plan that outlines strategies and approaches to addressing potential impacts of climate change. They need your input. The survey is only 19 questions and is available to all nation members and residents of our nation. If you choose to provide your contact information, you could even win a prize. It's our collective responsibility to leave Mother Earth in a better condition for the next generation. Please take the 5 minutes to complete the survey, which can be found on our website at sni.org. Also, the Transportation Department wants to hear from our community regarding the long-range transportation plan, as they map out the future of our roadways, trails, sidewalks, and more. A survey, information on future public meetings, and a draft of the long-range plan can be found at sni.org. Finally, our April Council session will take place on Saturday, April the 10th at 9:30 here in the William Seneca Building. As with the March meeting, this will be a hybrid meeting with limited in-person attendance as well as virtual participation for all nation members. In-person attendance will be limited to the first 20-ish attendees, with all health and safety protocols in place, of course. If you'd like to register for virtual participation, please send an email to sngotomeet@sni.org with your name, nation ID number, phone number, and the meeting date. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Oh, and happy Easter. Stay safe, stay strong. Dane Hodiite. Be sure to follow our Seneca Media Facebook page and our Twitter at The Seneca Nation to get updates on our efforts for the community. For current COVID numbers and statistics, be sure to check out our Coronavirus Response Hub on sni.org.